Ladies and gentlemen, I have walked a long road to freedom, and along the way I have learned that true power does not lie in the noise of arrogance, but in the silence of discipline, in the precision of action, and in the unwavering resolve of those who stand to defend justice. Today I speak of a force, shrouded not in fear, but in fierce respect, a force that trains not to conquer the weak, but to stand against tyranny, India's special forces, warriors forged in fire, trained in the shadows, prepared to protect a billion hopes with a single heartbeat. The world does not fear them because they are brutal. The world respects them because they are brave, because they are prepared to do what others cannot, so that their people may live in peace. Let us explore why such fear, or rather reverence, is not misplaced, and why the courage of these men and women must echo as a reminder. Peace must be protected, and freedom must be earned. India's special forces are not ordinary soldiers. They are a rare breed of warriors selected through one of the toughest and most grueling selection processes in the world. The first and most defining quality of these men is their mental and physical toughness, shaped by endless hours of extreme training, exposure to hostile environments, and the constant pressure to survive and perform beyond human limits. Recruits are not just tested on strength or stamina, they are pushed to their breaking point mentally. They are deprived of sleep, food, and comfort, made to operate under exhaustion and fear, and judged not only by how strong they are, but by how long they can endure pain, pressure, and uncertainty without breaking. This level of training is what separates India's elite forces from conventional soldiers. Candidates are often made to carry weights up to 25-30 kg during long marches, cross rough terrain, swim in high currents, or spend nights in freezing conditions with minimal supplies. They are trained to be invisible when needed and lethal when called upon. Unlike regular troops, they are drilled in survival tactics, escape and evasion, jungle warfare, mountain combat, deep-sea diving, skydiving from high altitudes, and close-quarters battle. These men must learn how to adapt instantly in ever-changing combat situations, from high-intensity urban warfare to secret missions behind enemy lines. But perhaps what truly defines their toughness is not what they endure in training, but what they choose to become after it. Many do not make it past selection, and those who do carry a quiet confidence. They are not just trained to fight wars, they are trained to prevent them, to enter where no one else dares, and to act decisively with little margin for error. They are not powered by ego or pride, but by a deep sense of duty and clarity of mission. Fear, doubt, and hesitation are replaced by instinct, preparation, and purpose. It is this unmatched blend of discipline, grit, and mental fortitude that makes India's special forces not only respected by allies, but feared by enemies. They are not loud, yet their silence is deafening. They do not boast of their power, but their presence is felt. Their strength is not in numbers, but in willpower. In a world where threats are becoming more unpredictable, these men stand ready, sharp, silent, and unshakable. India's special forces are built on a foundation of strategic brilliance and silent execution. These men are not just warriors, they are precision instruments of national security, trained to think several steps ahead of the enemy. The hallmark of their operation is stealth, moving silently through hostile environments, blending into the terrain, striking with speed, and vanishing before the enemy even knows what happened. In an age where modern warfare is less about brute force and more about calculated decisions, India's special forces excel in executing high-risk missions with minimal footprints. Whether it's penetrating enemy territory, rescuing hostages, neutralizing terrorist cells, or gathering critical intelligence, they operate with surgical precision. What makes these operations so effective is the amount of planning that goes into every step. No mission is random. Every move, every second is pre-mapped, often rehearsed in exact replicas of the target environment. The troops study the psychology of their enemies, anticipate their reactions, and prepare for every possible scenario. They don't just rely on physical strength, but on intelligence, timing, and a deep understanding of terrain and tactics. Operations like the 2016 surgical strike across the line of control, the swift and deadly response of the National Security Guard during terrorist attacks in urban areas show how India's elite units use timing, coordination, and total control to accomplish the mission with maximum success and minimal casualties. These forces are not made to fight long battles. They are designed to end threats before they escalate. Often they are deployed in advance of conventional forces, laying the groundwork, clearing the way, or handling delicate missions that require secrecy and finesse. They work in the shadows, often without credit or recognition, because their success is measured not in headlines but in lives protected. Their operations leave enemies confused and panicked, wondering how such lethal strikes were executed so flawlessly. This fear, the fear of the unknown, of invisible warriors capable of overwhelming force without warning, is one of the most powerful deterrents India possesses. Stealth and strategy are not luxuries for these men. They are necessities. In the line of duty, one wrong step, one noise too loud, or one moment of hesitation can mean failure. So they train relentlessly, mastering the art of silent movement, swift decisions. In calm under fire, they learn to read every sound, every shadow, every vibration in the ground. They train their minds to remain focused even when surrounded by chaos. They never fight blind. They fight with intelligence, intuition, and absolute control. This combination of stealth and precision is what gives India's special forces their fearsome reputation. They don't arrive with warning, and they don't leave without finishing their task. In a world where technology is evolving rapidly, it is not the size of an army but the sharpness of its spear that counts. And India's special forces are among the sharpest. India's special forces have earned global recognition not through words, but through actions, bold, efficient, and often classified. Their success in conducting high-stakes covert operations has placed them among the most respected and feared elite forces in the world. These are not operations carried out for applause or publicity. In fact, most of their missions are never disclosed to the public. Yet, within international military and intelligence communities, their capabilities are well understood and deeply respected. Nations and adversaries alike pay close attention to India's silent warriors because their history shows a pattern of effective execution, precise timing, and unshakable resolve in some of the most dangerous circumstances imaginable. Over the past 2 decades, Indian special forces have taken part in numerous complex missions, both inside and outside the country. The 2016 surgical strikes carried out by special forces across the line of control in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir were not just a military response to terrorism. They were a demonstration of India's ability to act swiftly, silently, and with deadly accuracy. These strikes stunned the world, not only because of the successful neutralization of terror camps, but because of the efficiency and zero casualties on the Indian side. It sent a clear message: India's elite forces can reach deep into enemy territory, strike with precision, and return without a trace. But this was not a one-time achievement. Indian special forces have also operated in other critical missions, such as rescuing hostages from hijacked planes and buildings, neutralizing heavily armed terrorists in urban combat situations, and providing security during high-risk international events. National Security Guard (NSG), for example, earned global praise for their role in the 2008 Mumbai terror attacks. Despite the chaos and unpredictability of the situation, NSG commandos were able to isolate and eliminate threats with careful planning and courage. Their performance under intense Pressure was a testament to their elite training and unwavering focus. In recent years, Indian forces have also been involved in joint exercises and training programs with global counterparts, including the United States Navy SEALs, Russian Spetsnaz, and Israel's Sayeret Matkal. These collaborations not only show India's commitment to global security, but also reflect the confidence that other powerful militaries have in India's elite units. Sharing training grounds with the world's best does not happen by accident. It is earned through performance and reputation. Indian special forces bring to the table unique experiences in counter, insurgency, mountain warfare, and high-altitude operations, making them valuable partners on the global stage. The consistent success of these operations, both visible and hidden, is a powerful symbol of deterrence. Enemies understand that they are not facing a conventional force bound by predictable strategies. They are up against professionals who are trained to be invisible, who adapt faster than intelligence can track, and who strike with overwhelming accuracy. Their presence changes the equation in any conflict. Even without public recognition, their silent victories reshape strategic thinking across borders. It is this quiet dominance, earned through covert victories and global partnerships, that makes India's special forces a symbol of power, precision, and fear for those who wish to challenge the nation's sovereignty. India's special forces are not a single unit, but a formidable collection of elite teams, each uniquely trained and specialized for specific types of warfare. These include the para-special forces of the Indian Army, the Marcos of the Indian Navy, the Garud commando force of the Indian Air Force, and the National Security Guard, also known as the blackcats. Together, they form a deadly and highly coordinated system of rapid response, high-impact strike capabilities that operate across land, sea, and air. These units are not merely soldiers. They are experts in their domains, trained to function independently or in collaboration, depending on the mission and threat level. The para-special forces, often referred to as the tip of the spear in India's offensive capabilities, are trained for deep strike operations behind enemy lines, reconnaissance, hostage rescue, and counterterrorism. They are known for their endurance, intelligence, and precision, often working in hostile environments far from support. With experience in counter, insurgency operations in Kashmir and the Northeast, their reputation has been earned through countless high-risk missions. They are also experts in unconventional warfare and are equipped to fight in deserts, jungles, mountains, and urban battlefields with equal effectiveness. The Marcos, short for Marine Commandos, are the Indian Navy's elite force. Known for their stealth and aquatic combat skills, Marcos operate in maritime environments where stealth and surprise are critical. They are trained in high seas diving, underwater demolition, amphibious warfare, and shipboarding. Often compared to the U.S. Navy SEALs, they have carried out anti-piracy operations, underwater sabotage missions, and coastal security duties with professionalism and deadly efficiency. Their ability to strike from sea, air, and land makes them a highly flexible force capable of adapting to various scenarios. The Garud commandos of the Indian Air Force are specially trained for airfield protection, precision airstrike coordination, search and rescue in combat zones, and aerial insertion in hostile environments. They are experts in using advanced air-based weaponry, paratrooping, and establishing forward air bases. Though younger compared to other forces, the Garuds have quickly developed a solid reputation, especially in counter-insurgency and high-altitude operations, often supporting IAF pilots in forward areas and neutralizing ground threats before they escalate. The National Security Guard NSG, also known as Black Cats, is perhaps the most well-known among civilians due to its role in urban counterterrorism. These commandos are deployed during hostage crises, terrorist attacks, and VIP protection. They are experts in close quarters combat, building interventions, bomb defusal, and crowd control under extreme pressure. Their role during the 26/11 Mumbai attacks showcased their skill, patience, and ability to work under chaotic and dangerous urban combat conditions. Each of these forces, though specialized, are united by shared values: courage, discipline, sacrifice, and excellence. Their coordination allows India to project power across multiple terrains and conflict zones, from freezing Himalayan peaks to dense jungles, from deep waters to city streets. These forces are always prepared to respond within minutes to any threat. This multi-dimensional capability makes India's defense structure not only resilient, but also fearsome to anyone considering hostile action. It is not just their individual strength, but their collective synchronization that makes these elite forces a symbol of India's tactical superiority and strategic depth. At the heart of India's special forces lies a code far deeper than weapons or training, a code built on discipline, unshakable patriotism, and the willingness to make the ultimate sacrifice. These men are not driven by fame or rewards. They are guided by duty, loyalty, and a fierce love for their nation. From the moment they volunteer, they accept a life of extreme hardship, secrecy, and constant readiness. They understand that their missions may never be publicly acknowledged, that their successes may remain unspoken, and that their sacrifices might go unnoticed. Yet they choose this path because they believe in something greater than themselves. Discipline is the backbone of their identity. Every movement, every reaction, every decision is grounded in the kind of self-control and mental clarity that only years of relentless training can build. These commandos live by the rule that hesitation can cost lives, and discipline is what ensures they perform without hesitation, even in the face of death. They train not just to act, but to react instinctively, to function under chaos, and to remain focused even when wounded, outnumbered, or behind enemy lines. Whether it's maintaining silence in freezing temperatures during surveillance, or remaining motionless for hours during a stakeout, their discipline becomes their armor long before battle begins. What drives this level of commitment is patriotism, the deep, burning desire to protect the sovereignty and dignity of India. For these warriors, the flag on their uniform is not a symbol, but a sacred promise. They serve in some of the most volatile regions, often away from family and far from comfort. Despite long deployments, extreme conditions, and the emotional toll of war, their morale remains unbroken because they see their service as a privilege. Every mission is treated with the seriousness of national responsibility. They do not fight for medals. They fight so that millions can sleep peacefully at night. Their patriotism is not spoken. It is lived, felt, and displayed in every act of courage they commit. Sacrifice is a silent partner in the life of a special forces soldier. These men train for years, knowing that each mission could be their last. They witness loss, endure injury, and live under the shadow of uncertainty every single day. Yet they remain ready. There have been countless instances where Indian special forces have carried on with missions even after being critically injured, refusing evacuation until their objectives were achieved. Many have laid down their lives so others could live. Their stories are not always known, but within their units and among their brothers in arms they are honored as heroes who kept their promise till the very end. This combination of discipline, patriotism, and sacrifice is what makes India's special forces exceptional. It is not just their training or their weapons that instill fear in the minds of their enemies. It is their mindset, a mindset that cannot be broken, a resolve that does not waver, and a spirit that burns with national pride. Enemies know that when they face Indian special forces, they face men who do not fear death, who do not seek escape, and who will fight with everything they have, even if the odds are impossible. This makes them not only warriors, but legends, symbols of the kind of strength that inspires a nation and warns those who threaten it,